In this video, I am calling into question Richard Lewis's integrity. I hope that's clear, because somehow he has managed to confuse the previous videos as being about his integrity when they actually weren't, and it appears since then he has somehow managed to confuse and mistake everything I've said for being something else. It's perplexing to watch him twist what I say and to suggest that everything I do is some 5D chess move to screw with him in some way, that I am manipulating my audience to make him out as being the bad guy. He accuses me of walking into Henry G's mind. Yet it's Richard who has been walking into my mind ever since. Anything I show in my videos is me taking things out of context, while any links I make to the source material is me encouraging my viewer base to attack him. Apparently, everything I do is wrong, and mean to him in some way. Richard Lewis is a sensitive person who likes to project. He called me mad on Friday after he spent 7 hours arguing about me on Twitter, followed by an hour of attacking me and people on Reddit on stream. He says I'm manipulative because apparently I don't mean what I say. Which is funny because it's his words that are impossible to pin down, because the moment you call him out on them, he squirms about and tries to change what he meant with them. To me, it is evident that he is projecting his own insecurities and is assuming that I'm just as petty and as manipulative as he is. He has resorted to attacks aimed at my person, dismissing me as a Patch Notes reader, likening me to Jake Paul for some reason, and has tried to belittle my character every step of the way. He has repeatedly stated how fragile and upset I am about this, so it must be true. But to anyone looking, it's obvious that it is he who has been unable to take the jokes and criticism. He's happy to dish out attacks online, but any response, no matter how honest or mild, is greeted with immediate abuse and bans. It is frankly embarrassing to see somebody who's supposed to represent the community getting so caught up and obsessed about a non-issue. No wonder he thinks the world is out to get him. So that's why I'm being abundantly clear when I say that this video is calling into question Richard Lewis's integrity. For him to have got me so wrong so many times, and then to double down on what he said over and over again, it makes me wonder if I can trust anything he says. And how long has he been like this for? Now, I did, honestly, have a lot of respect for him and what he's done for the scene. And last Friday was kind of like meeting somebody I'd always wanted to meet, only for him to turn around and to tell me to go fuck myself. I'm not mad, just disappointed. I'm perplexed. I had some people coming to me asking if I was okay with what was going on. Thank you for your concern, though it's Richard I'm more concerned about right now. His barrage on Twitter is making him look very bad indeed. I have personally really enjoyed this. Much like you, I've been F5ing the page and scrolling down to find every comment of his that I can. I can now absolutely see the appeal of following volatile personalities such as himself, though I am happy to not be one of those sorts of people on Twitter. I know how internet arguments work. It's my audience against his, nobody changes their opinions, and the person with the larger audience wins. I did the sensible thing by not participating. I let Richard Lewis spout whatever nonsense he wanted to, all day, because nothing I can say about him is as incriminating as the things he was posting. I even pinned his comment on my video. I gave him as much publicity as he wanted, and in his own words. I know that my words aren't going to convince anybody who's already made their mind up about the situation. I'm more concerned about what a third party must be thinking. What if somebody from Valve stumbles upon this? What if my mum sees it? What if your mum sees this, Richard? I want to look good for her, and when it comes to Twitter arguments, the only way to look good is to not participate in them in the first place. Once, on a night out, I was stood next to a guy with a Royal Marines tattoo on his arm. I was like, oh, nice tattoo, I've got a friend in the Royal Marines. And the guy went mental, telling me I was disrespecting him, telling me to take it outside. He was really going off on one, getting in my face, telling me he was going to do me, and his mates were all sat in the corner watching this. That night taught me that I was not a confrontational person. I took great joy in trying to calm him down, in trying to make things right again. I guess to some people that would be seen as weakness. But I ended up not getting my head kicked in by 7 Royal Marines, and I ended up having a pint with his mates, some of whom turned out to be pretty decent blokes. Now that's a win in my book, though I still think that first guy was a dick. Richard Lewis has reminded me very much of that angry, drunk thug. Only Richard has been even less reasonable, and a lot more paranoid. He makes Thorin look good in comparison. Thorin has sensibly stayed out of most of this. I assume he's been watching Richard's shocking Twitter display from the sidelines. He did eventually post an ambiguous tweet to test the waters, followed up by several more with no particular focus. There was something about me doing this for the money, a comment stating how boring I am, one saying how I should have anticipated this response, and then a screenshot to show how bad my fans were. And then he moved on to something else. Oh wait, no he didn't. He's just posted this. Judging from the responses, he's been called out for being petty. Do you think he's going to learn from this? Or do you think he's going to double down, assuming that all of these are from haters? Whatever he chooses to do, he's still the most reasonable of the two. And thank you to the members of the community who have called these people out for their behaviour. Richard and Thorin are both big. They have a large following and they use it to bully others. I now know what that's like. And I know they'll soon be moving on to their next target, and that will be that. I'll be left with a few new haters, and they'll face no repercussions for their behaviour. And that's one of the reasons I've decided to release this video, because I think they're used to being able to push others around all they like. So it is nice to see it backfiring on them for once, and to see them so quickly reaching for the victim card. But Richard's latest tweet is an interesting one. It sounds almost like the start of an apology. That's big of you, Richard, and I commend you for that. I'll be here for the day you want to finish it. So I want to wrap this up. Despite what Richard Lewis says, only I can know my true intentions. Only I can know that I didn't try to manipulate or to twist people. He accuses me of having a fake nice guy persona, which just happens to mean that I do the exact same things as a genuinely nice guy does. But I don't think I'm a nice guy. I simply don't pick fights with everybody all the time. I don't think he's used to arguing with somebody who doesn't fire straight back. He's been left to overthink things, to assume that everything I'm doing or not doing is some 5D game of manipulation. It isn't, Richard. I don't do that sort of stuff, and I don't know where you got the idea that I do. So I'll make it very simple for you here. This video is calling into question your integrity. I am not hinting or manipulating or hiding what I mean behind sly, ambiguous comments. I am just coming out and saying it. There is no good that can come from me doing this. I don't think you're going to change your ways because I do genuinely believe you think you're correct. You think I'm an evil, fake, nice guy. You think that every comment you receive is out to get you. And you think all I do is to read patch notes. Either you're saying that to belittle my character, which is immature of you, or you haven't done your research. And if that's the case, I'll call into question your investigative integrity as well.